If you didn't watch the first episode of Creating Yap, you probably don't know that my tripod fucking sucks. I'm sorry for the language, but it does. And so I am not the art YouTuber, unfortunately, right now, okay, or yet. It's gonna happen, guys. You just have to be patient. That has a nice tripod where I can show you the view from above and you can see exactly what I'm doing. So we're gonna talk. I'm gonna keep you company while you're doing your own hobby, and I'm gonna go updating you and showing you everything that I'm gonna stick in here and everything that I'm using. Trust the process and please don't leave the video. Hi, my name is Leticia and welcome to our safe space. Today we're on the second episode of Create and Yap. Last time I created with you guys, we made this canvas over here, and while I was painting, I was talking to you guys about how I became an artist. And today we're gonna create and yap while we film my travel journal with some stuff that I picked up on my last trip to Orlando. I did post a video, which was my last upload, where I showed you guys what I picked up everywhere I went, the stuff that I could find. And today we're gonna make that come true while we talk about dreams. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I have tried to record this video on the past where I did the first page of my travel journal. That was supposed to be the first Create and Yap episode, but I hated how the video came out. It was just so shitty. So I was like, I'm not gonna post that. I deleted the video completely, and then I ended up uploading me painting the canvas. I did buy this journal last year when I went to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, which was where I got proposed to. So since it was such a special trip for me, I decided that the first page, which was from the video that I deleted, was gonna be about Rio de Janeiro. So this is for you to have a little bit of an idea what we're creating today. But for Orlando, I don't tend to put a lot of pictures or no pictures at all. Actually, my travel journal, I feel like it gives out more junk journal vibes than actual travel journal scrapbook. You know what I'm saying? So there's the tickets from the Christ the Redeemer or Cristo, which is where I got proposed to. I have the tickets from when we went to Maracanã, which is the most famous stadium in Rio, and we watched the game. So I put the score here. So that's mostly what you guys are gonna see today, but with everything I picked up at Epic Universe and Orlando overall, what I'm thinking about doing is like one page I'm gonna do Epic Universe and this other page here like the other stuff of Orlando, or maybe mix it up a little bit. I'm not sure, we're gonna see. But let's get into today's subject. I'm really trying to stay positive about this video, but I'm starting to believe you guys are gonna have like a white noise on the background. And that was lightning. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna have some rain, keeping each other company, doing some hobbies while it's literally the world is ending outside. For the first step, I'm using this red marker by Artax, is acrylic marker, to cover up all the bleed through from the past page where I used Sharpie. I should have not done that because you literally just mushed the whole page over here, but it's fine, we're gonna solve it. Now let's get into the subject of dreams. I don't know about you guys, but ever since the pandemic started, ended, everything went down about quarantine and all this stuff, and social media is started like really getting infiltrated in our lives. I feel like before the pandemic it was already happening, but it was after, since so many people found comfort and a way to work and so many things to do with the internet. It just became something that is affecting us in so many ways and we don't even realize. And for me, one of the main ones is our dreams. Every time I'm talking to people now, it can be a friend, a cousin, or like even a follower or subscriber, I feel like people have just honestly lost hope in so many things. I feel like before we used to talk about our dreams like it was something that we could reach. We were like more hopeful about things in a way. I don't know how to explain. I'm not talking about the generic dream that society kind of implements in our minds, that you have to graduate, find the love of your life, buy a house, get married, have children, this type of stuff. I know a lot of us no longer dream about that, and that's a whole other subject. I feel like it really comes from your life experiences, the way that the world is becoming so crazy. But when I'm talking about dreams, I'm talking about more stuff that we used to not be ashamed of saying out loud. if I can say that. I feel like the world today is just so judgy. Like everybody is in everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have the dream of having a dog. Some people have the dream of going to Disney World. Some people have the dream of becoming an artist. Some people dream about going to every single country in the world. There's so many dreams out there that we're no longer talking about before. I feel like even if the world has always been really expensive, economy has always been going up, I feel like people were more hopeful about things, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna make my money and I'm gonna travel the world. But then nowadays, you open TikTok, you open Instagram, you open a social media platform, and then you see that a 19-year-old bought the nicest car, went to every single country there is already, that all this stuff, and then you're like, Jesus, like, I feel so dumb. I feel so like, what am I doing with my life? How can a 19-year-old, an 18-year-old, sometimes 16-year-old just, already have a house, already have the love of her life and go to all these countries and do all this stuff, and I'm over here like at the age of 26 not being able to do any of that stuff? Like, is it even worth it? Like, maybe it's just not for me. And that's so sad. I feel like the world is becoming a sad place and we're letting it happen, and it makes me so mad because things are not supposed to be this way. I'm gonna give you guys a few examples to see if you can understand what I'm talking about, and the examples are about myself. So one of my main dreams that I have, that this is every year on my vision board, and it might sound kind of stupid for some people because I'm 24 and stuff, is to go to Disneyland, California. I used to live in Orlando for the past 4 years. This is the first year that I'm leaving outside of Florida, and I just always had this dream to go to every single Disneyland in the world. But in my head, I was like, I've already been to Orlando. Next step is California. And I've been dreaming about going to California for Disney, right? I've been to California before, but I didn't get to go to Disneyland, and it hasn't happened yet. Right. And every year that goes by, every day that passes, for me, it just seems like a dream that is even more far away, because every year there's a new responsibility in my life. There's something else happening. There is new stuff that is going on. The economy keeps going up, and it just seems like so far reach, the economy is really affecting that. But then I open social media and I see all the Disney creators being invited to go to Disneyland every single day for every single event, for every single thing that happens. And I'm like, wow, like, why didn't I start posting content? Maybe my dream would have already come true at some point. I feel like what we don't see is that a lot of these creators, for example, they have been doing content or making so many things happen behind the scenes for so many years to get where they are. But that's not what your algorithm shows you. What you see when you open up social media, what I see is like, oh, this person got invited to go to the movie premiere. This person got invited to go see the new Disney 70th anniversary parade, or this people got to see, like, that's what, when I open TikTok and when I open Instagram and that's where my algorithm gives it to me, I'm like, damn, like, where did I go wrong? Why can I not have that? Nowadays it's kind of like common for us to be jealous of things, and it's not even mean. It's not like I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I wish this never happened to this person. That's not it. Like, that should be me, but it's like, that could also be me. Why can I not have that? And eventually you're like, maybe I'm not trying hard enough, and then you get so fixated on trying hard enough for making things come true. Your dream doesn't even feel like a dream anymore. It feels like a task. It feels like something that you have to keep running after that is never gonna come. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this makes a lot of sense, but I hope someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Before I tell you the second example, I'm gonna use this cup right now that I got at Super Nintendo World, and I'm gonna cut out the name Super Nintendo because I just really like how this logo looks, because I don't want to write it. I want to write Orlando on the page instead of Super Nintendo, so I'm gonna rip this, maybe get some of these characters over here to put it around. I'm gonna cut it as nicely as I can because I'm not really good with this. A second example I'm gonna give you, which is like kind of dumb or even sounds dumb, is that I have this dream of buying a really nice sketchbook for myself. And you might be thinking, okay, like, just save money for that. But here's the thing. Ever since the economy has gotten so hard, and ever since I moved out of my parents' house and everything, things just seem like I'm not allowed to spend money on that, or at least I don't allow myself. The other day, I went to see prices and stuff, and I was like, there's no way, with the way the economy is, the way that groceries are so expensive, the way that I'm so broke right now, that I'm gonna spend $30 on a sketchbook. It's okay. I'll buy a sketchbook that cost me $5. A sketchbook, I think the most expensive sketchbook I've ever bought was like $15. And I was just like, it's fine. You know, it's not gonna happen right now, but it is a dream. It became a dream. I feel like the moment you realize that you want something really bad and you cannot have it, it becomes either a dream, a wish, or an obsession. I feel like dream and wish are synonyms. Obsession is like when you lose track of your dream and you're just like so focused and caught up on that one thing. But yeah, so ever since I saw the sketchbook and I cannot afford it and I'm not gonna allow myself to spend $30 on a sketchbook, it became a dream. It's on my wish list, it's on my Pinterest board, it's on my vision board. So the economy once again just like slaps you in the face and it's like, you're not gonna have that. So these are just two dumb examples, but that kind of makes sense because at the end of the day, when you lay down in bed and you're like, oh, like it was Disneyland, it was a sketchbook, or it was like this ring that I really wanted, I cannot have it because holy shit, the more I work, it looks like the less I get and the less I'm seeing results. So why am I gonna keep dreaming? And I feel like most of the conversations I have with people nowadays, that's what I see and that's what I feel. Like people are no longer being hopeful because things are coming easily for some people and not for us, and we just start thinking that it's unfair, or it's like always like you're fighting and fighting and fighting and you never get there, that you're just like, oh, like this is not even worth it, like leave it, it's fine, if it happens happens, if not it's okay. I have no idea if anything I just said makes any sense, but the main subject is that like people are no longer wanting to dream or even feel like it's dreaming because everything sounds so stupid, everything sounds so far, everything sounds so out of our reality and out of our reach that it's just like, oh, it's fine, it's like I don't even need this anyways. Guys, I'm kind of sad. I want to put this on the other side of the page. So like here I'm doing Super Nintendo Epic Universe, I'm gonna fill more of the page, but this side I'm trying to do Disney. And tell me why this whole picture doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Like I'm gonna have to cut off Daisy. Honestly, is ironically too, because when I went to the breakfast where I saw all these characters, Daisy was just not it. Whoever was Daisy's friend that day was not having it. So I feel like it's funny. I don't know. I just find it ironic that she's the one that's not gonna really fit on the page. I think I'm gonna stick it first and then I'll cut the Daisy off, because I cannot cut a straight line. I'm using this tape glue that I have no idea where I bought this. I'm not sure if I got this in Brazil on my trip or I got it here, because in Brazil I bought so many art supplies. I'm pretty sure I bought this here, like Hobby Lobby or something. The best thing ever if you're doing journaling or anything like that. Some pressure so it sticks there. Oh, the storm went away. I kind of like the raining vibe though, but the sun's coming out. Look at Daisy. Yeah, ma'am, we're gonna have to cut you out. I'm sorry. I mean, she's still there. Half of herself is there. And I just realized that I made a whole swirly thing like the one I did here over here and I covered it. Spent my acrylic marker for nothing. So this is what we have so far. Looking pretty empty, but now I'm gonna put like something over here or some color maybe. I think you need some color, right? What colors does Orlando even reminds us of? Like orange? No, orange with red is fine, right? So today, this is the eyeliner. You know that moment when you're just like doing something and you start pretending that you are talking to an imaginary camera? I do that very often, more often than I should, even though I do record videos and I have a camera. I think one thing that is really important for us to talk about when we're talking about the subject of dreams is, are you dreaming about that one thing that you wanted so badly because you're dreaming about it? Or are you just really wanting that or craving that one thing because an influencer told you that you should? Or because it became the latest trend, you know? When I went to Brazil in March, I bought a Bobby Goods coloring book for one of my cousins, a family member, right? And when I gave it to her, she was so emotional and she was like, oh my God, you don't understand how much I've been dreaming about this. And then I looked at her and I was like, she's never been a kid, okay? Mind you, I know her ever since she was born. She was never really a kid that liked coloring or arts overall. She liked so many things. She's like dancing. She likes to do makeup and stuff like that. It's always been something that she's, been passionate about way before social media was a thing. And I was really surprised. And I was like, oh no, that's really nice. Like if art's something that you want to get into, you totally should. But then the hype died down. And with that, so did the hype of the coloring book that I had just recently bought for her. Today is not something that is even being mentioned anymore. And I'm giving this silly example because I feel like today with social media and so the amount of information that is being thrown our way, we don't even know what we actually want anymore, because sometimes every time I want something really bad and I see it online or I'm like being influenced, I always think to myself, if social media didn't exist and I walked into a store and I saw this, would I really want it? And that's how I justify some of the stuff I buy. For example, I did buy Bobby goods for myself, and I do have a Coco Wayo coloring book, but it's something like when I was 13 years old, I was Johanna's passport girl, okay? I was coloring the Secret Garden, the Enchanted Forest, like crazy. That was my thing. That's how I went through middle school depression. Coloring books were what saved me. And I'm not telling you that you're not allowed to have a coloring book nowadays because it's the hype. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's crazy to see people saying like, oh my God, I dream about having a Labubu, or I dream about having this one specific burst that everybody's been talking about, but it's not really a dream, you're just craving that because you saw it online. We're no longer doing what our hearts really desire, and it's so sad. For some reason, for me, that's just so upsetting. Now we're gonna get into the subject that pisses me off the most about society as a whole, which is how judgy and how much people can get in your business for no reason. A lot of us are afraid of saying out loud what we dream about. If like for me, like going to every single Disneyland in the world, because for some people that's a stupid dream for a 24-year-old to have. Or like if you tell people, I don't dream about getting married and having children, I want to travel the world on my own, people are going to look at you like as if you're absurd. Why are you people doing that? Like, why are you judging other people's dream just because somebody does not feel like having children, or because someone does not see them walking down the aisle of a wedding? Why do you have to act like they just committed a crime? People are allowed to have different dreams than the ones you have. People are allowed to do their own thing, and that gives people more fear to not talk about the stuff that they dream about. I love this quote that I heard one time, or I read it somewhere one time, and I live by it. Dream big and everyone would think you're insane until you prove them wrong. The minute that you prove them wrong, the minute that you're like, I did it, people change your perspective. People just like being judgy nowadays. It's a thing. It's a trend. The trend nowadays is to judge people based on whatever they give you. It's like the dream I have with YouTube. When I tell so many people like, oh, I dream with working with YouTube specifically, I don't dream about being an influencer, I dream about being a YouTuber. A lot of people are like, yeah, but that's what everybody was trying to do today. That's what everybody wants. It's like, no, that's what my 12-year-old self was screaming to my head and being like, you need to do this because you want to do this. But people are going to keep judging me until the minute that I do it and I make it happen and I actually get there, and they're going to be the ones congratulating me. You know what I'm saying? So do not be afraid at all to dream and to put your dreams out there. Or if you want to keep it to yourself, because yes, there is bad energy out there. I do believe that stuff we don't have to keep telling the whole world, because people are going to wish you bad, unfortunately. The things that you feel comfortable saying out loud, say it. Fuck what everybody else has to say. It only sounds crazy because for some people it sounds impossible. Okay, I wrote Orlando, but it didn't fit all the letters. It looks bad. I know. Like, look at that. The O should have been like a little bit closer to here and smaller. So we're gonna I cut up this part of the Hollywood Studios map for children, but I did cut up because this is what the main attractions that I did when I went with my family. We went to the animation courtyard and Toy Story Land. So I'm going to stick that here. It's going to cover half of the word, and then we're going to figure it out what I'm going to do for the rest. I hate this part of the journal where I start panicking because I don't know what to do. Maybe you can put like Maleficent over there. Let's see if I can cut up this Maleficent. The villain show is actually really good, by the way. I like watching Maleficent now. The live action. That movie is so good. That movie, the only live action that worked out. Look where the scissors are and look at my hand. Do you see where I cannot use the scissors? I swear, it looks so weird, the part that I'm trying to cover. But then I'm going to put my Maleficent over here. And we're just going to have whatever left of the letter N right there. But you get the vibe, right? You get what I'm going for. This washable glue is not it right now. Why is this so clumpy? Is it too old? Maybe I have this one for too long. Oh my god, I hate when I put glue but it's not enough on the corners, you know, and then you have to like keep folding the paper to pass just on the corners. One thing I picked up at Epic Universe was this Donkey Kong spoon. My plan for this was to cut it here and try to stick this on the page too. But tell me what are the chances of me being able to do this? Like, this is a thick thing. It didn't even make a dent. Don't do this at home, kids. Wait, it's working. Okay. We did it. Does it look ugly? Yes, but I did it. I feel like it's so thick when I close it. The page is not even gonna... Look at that. But that's the fun of a junk journal, right? Right? Since we're talking about arts, and I mean, we're making art, and we're talking about dreams, and we also talk about how the amount of accessibility we have to things today also play a part on not allowing us to dream anymore. Because do you know how many artists are thinking about giving up, or like how many art majors are thinking about not going through art college anymore because of AI? I thought about it so many times going back to college because I got my associate's degree, but I never went back for bachelor's. Actually, I did. I dropped out on the first semester, but I was going for psychology and I realized psychology was no longer what I wanted because what I really like to do is arts, right? I thought about going back, but with AI, I'm just really... Why would I spend thousands of dollars to study art when people are now gaining money for invisible sculptures, or for a banana duct tape to the wall, or for art they make with AI, and they justifying saying that, oh, I've always wanted to make art, and since I can't, now I use AI. Like, you know how many graphic designers are probably losing their job nowadays? Like, AI is getting so crazy to the point where they're making they're trying to make movies or whole ass videos with it. It's crazy. Like, I'm terrified of our future, guys. I really am, because what the hell is going on? That's another thing. Technology itself plays a huge role on not allowing us to dream anymore because robots are taking our jobs. So, okay, now I have to decide though where I'm gonna write Orlando. Okay, I might write Orlando in here between the lines. Yeah, so you can read it between the lines. That's such a bad joke. I know. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. That looks better, right? Tell me that looks better, because if not, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm starting to think, honestly, that it's better that you guys cannot see my table, because I'm feeling overwhelmed by my table right now. We have this little sticker book I bought so many years ago. I don't even know where, that has some quotes. So let's see what we can put in our journal today. Let's see something about adventure. We are fearless, independent, and original. The journey is the destination. Yup. I'm gonna put shine like the whole universe is yours. Yes. Do you have a problem with my quote? On the side where Epic Universe is. Right on the top. Shine like the whole universe. It's yours. Because it is. You guys didn't know that, but it's mine. Use your wings. I don't have them. With brave wings, she flies. She was a fairy. Who wrote this? I didn't realize when I bought it how kind of cringy they were. Do it your best. I'm trying. Hold on tight to your dreams. Oh wait, we're gonna have to use that one because it has everything to do with this video. We have to, right? We just have to. Okay, hold on tight to your dreams is down. Do what you love what you do. Let it go. I'm gonna put let it go because I did watch the Frozen show when I was in Orlando. I'm gonna put it right here where the map is. This will be the start of something new. Oh, So, okay, look what I found. I can use this. I got this at Five Below one time. Never used them. Can use Mickey, I guess. Stickers from Five Below from when I used to live in Orlando. Powerpuff Girls. We have Harry Potter. Ooh, Harry Potter. I'm gonna put Harry Potter down because there is Harry Potter Epic Universe. We have Miraculous Ladybug. We listen and we don't judge. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hell yeah. Have some emojis. Bluey stickers. Stickers are my thing. If you guys ever want to give me a gift, which why would you? But if you do, stickers. Love them. This could be the star of something. This is what we have so far. It looks messy. It looks crazy. But since here looks really empty, I'm gonna start like doodling some stuff with a black fine pen and like write some things as well, like write some memories or write some stuff because it is a journal after all. I feel like what really brings the journal together is the amount of details you put into. At least I'm not really a minimalist, so for me that's what makes sense. Some people like minimalistic, so they don't add a lot of stuff, but I like a messy journal. I'm gonna share with you guys some of my dreams that I have for this year, next year, whenever the universe allows me to have the dreams that I feel comfortable sharing. Because, of course, there's dreams that are personal. I do have a life bucket list. Did you guys know that? And if you don't have one, you should definitely make one. It's fun. Every time I see something that I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this, I go into my notes and I have like a note that it's locked, that only I have access to. And I put stuff there. Like there's some of the stuff that is like eat pasta in Italy one day, but it's like my life bucket list, you know, like before I die, I want to make these things happen. First off, I always talk about this and I'm going to keep talking about it until it comes true. It's here staring at me on my vision board that it's having the 100K play button or a million. I feel like the million is so far off. Like I don't even dream about the million because for me it's just something so out of this world that I don't think it's gonna come true. It's crazy. I know it's sad to think this way, but I dream more about the 100K for some reason. I feel like maybe because it looks a little bit more realistic. You know what I'm saying? Another dream. I dream about going to watch a Broadway show in Broadway. I've been to New York countless times because we have family members that lived in New York and friends and stuff. So in this past 10 years that I've been living in America or the United States, I've been to New York a few times. I spent Christmas in New York one time. Christmas season, New York during Christmas season is the best thing ever. But yeah, so I had the opportunity to do that, but I never went to a Broadway show because we never really could afford the tickets itself for the show. So yeah, I really want to see that coming true. That's also on my vision board. I have the dream of seeing the Northern Lights because who doesn't? Honestly, if that's not on your life bucket list, why? Would you just not like to look at the sky and see it like shining in a magical way that you cannot explain? If you're a scientist, I don't want to hear. In my head, we cannot explain. It's something out of the Lion King, okay? So if you don't dream about seeing the Northern Lights one day, what are you doing? Oh, going to Japan? Guys, as an artist, you must understand that Japan is the place for art supplies and for the cutest things to ever be made. So I need to go to Japan. I know there's also Disneyland there. There's no whole other reason because I want to go to every single Disneyland in the world. But Japan for art supplies. Copic markers. Ever since I started making art in 2017, I have dreamed about Copic markers. And I have a little pencil case where I have like 5 Copic markers that I bought one time because I found them on sale during Black Friday. And I feel bad about using them. I know, it's so stupid. I do use them, but I feel bad because I only have those 5 because I don't have the balls to spend so much more on Copic markers. So I need to go to Japan and buy affordable Copic markers, or, you know, I don't know. If I ever grow this channel and I get noticed by Copic markers, you guys have to like scream with me, like cheer with me, because that's the dream. I don't know. They're just so good. And right now I feel bad about using the ones I own. I literally put missing you next to the Five Below label. Montana, why don't we have Five Below? I'm kind of offended, okay? Can somebody open a Five Below where I live? I need it. Oh, one dream that recently came true was Super Nintendo World. That's something like my 10-year-old self was, if she ever found out that we were going to see Super Nintendo World, I think she would have fainted because I was a Nintendo DS girl hardcore playing like Mario Bros, Mario Kart, all these games. I was like the Mario Kart player. I feel like she would have fainted. She would have died. So I'm really glad that 10-year-old Leticia, had that dream come true. If you're watching this part of the video, comment down below when you're playing Mario, what character do you always play with? I always play with Toad. Like, that's my go-to character. Comment down below, like, what is the character that you like the most? It's crazy because I don't have anything of Toad on the journal over here because I couldn't find anything of his in the park. Guys, this looked really messy, but I feel like that's the fun of junk journaling. Yeah, it's too messy, but I like it. I'm a maximalist. Maximalist, is that a thing? I know there's minimalist. Mind you, is the first time I journal and talk and yap, okay? I can paint and yap because I know what I'm doing when I'm painting. Like, I have the vision. For journals, especially junk journals, I'm not really sure half of the time of what I'm doing, just like my life. So this is why it becomes so messy. Trying to add some details with the white marker. Don't mind my dirty table, but this is the result we have. Honestly, I don't hate it. I feel like it screams amusement park. I feel like it screams, Orlando itself. And the things I did put everything. I did put some stuff that my mom brought for me from Europe. I put the rating. I put so many things. I feel like it's really meaningful for me. I even put like Stitch over here because I watched the live action while I was there. So yeah, like it does bring out the memories, and the things that I lived there. I do wish I had grabbed more stuff, maybe from like How to Train Your Dragon or some other stuff that I did while I was at Epic Universe itself, because I couldn't find so many things as I wish I did. But I love the page. I actually love it. So we have our first page in the journal and we have the second page. I feel like the second page is really way more colorful and stuff, but this one is a little bit more meaningful to me, especially because of the proposal and stuff. One thing that is missing on this journal though, it's a cover, like maybe here or on this black bar. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, or even if I'm going to do a cover. But I like it. I like how it's turning out. I like that I'm be able to do like a junk journal / travel journal. So I feel like I did yap way more on this episode than I did on the last one. The last one, I had more of a script of what I wanted to tell you guys because I wanted to tell you the story of how I became an artist. And this one, I just wanted to have something lighter. Like, I wanted to talk about dreams. I want you guys to keep dreaming because I feel like even for me sometimes it's really hard to do so. But I also talked about other stuff and I just threw it in there because I just really want to keep you company while you're doing your own hobby, or maybe you're cleaning the house, you're doing something and you need company, or you're eating. I had trouble in the past before with like eating food by myself and stuff. So I hope I did keep you company somehow and that you did like this video. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I also started this journal because I bought this in September of last year and I just kept putting it off and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. It's fine. And then I'm glad that I finally did because it's turning out nice, I think. At least I think so. But that was it for today's video. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And if everything goes right, I'll see you next time.